Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Jamie here. Hope you're all having a great week. Um, so, this week I wanted to talk about 4 steps for making friends online. Now, you might already have friends that you've made online. You might have plenty of friends in person, and you haven't really considered making any friends online. Whatever your situation is, it never hurts to make more friends or just meet more people in general. So this is a process for how you can go about doing that. So step one would be, for finding potential friends, you could start by following people who interest you on social media. You can find people by searching hashtags on Instagram or Twitter, or even Facebook too, with different keywords. Um, you can try following people who have similar interests like cooking or fashion. I do this to find people who are looking for help with certain issues. Any social media platform is going to have a way to target certain keywords and be able to find people that you want to engage with and then become friends with. You could also join a forum or a group online. It's easier to have something to talk about if you already have a shared interest. So sites like Facebook and Reddit have plenty of groups for different interests. I've joined different groups to try and engage with people and find common interests that way. Facebook has different Facebook groups for different things. Reddit has subreddits. So all you have to do is just join the community, join the group, and just start posting and engaging with people. And that's a good way of meeting people who already have that shared interest. You could also talk to people in video games that you play if you do play games. You could use a headset to talk to people in multiplayer games that you play online. Games that you play regularly. It's a great way to meet new people. I've done this with friends as well, and the people that you know, there's been a lot of people that I've ended up becoming closer with because I've done something like that. You could also meet people by watching people stream games on sites like Twitch. But it's important to remember to be respectful in these types of chats when you do that. Because there's a fair amount of there's a level of being anonymous when you go on sites like that. You can put whatever you want in the chat. So just try and be respectful. Try not to take any offense to other people who maybe aren't being respectful. But it's definitely a good way to meet people if you play games. Also, you can make a profile on a friend finding app or site. There's plenty of apps that make it easy to connect with people who share your interests. They're not just for dating. So you can find an app that meets your goals, create a profile on an app like Bumble BFF as opposed to the regular version of Bumble, which is just for dating, or a site like Meetup, which is mostly for groups, but it's still good for meeting people. When I struggle to meet new people, these apps, really helped me. Because you can make your profile and you can, wait for people to come to you, and you only match if, you want to, you both, it's consensual. You both agree to, engage with each other and meet each other. Um, so, it's you don't have to worry about necessarily reaching out to someone and them not responding back because there's so many people on these apps that you just move on to the next person if you don't hear back. um, that's pretty much it for how to find potential friends. So step two, once you do this, would be starting a conversation. So first you can leave positive comments on other people's posts. Complimenting others and asking them questions is a great way to stand out. You can compliment them on an outfit or ask them about a movie that they just watched. I always try to find ways to connect with others and get to know more about them, this way. Anything you see, anything you feel like you can bring up that would complement them and that would start a conversation is definitely a good way and a good strategy for engaging with people. Next, if you do play video games, continue those chats outside of the game. So, if there's certain people that you talk to regularly when you're playing games, see if they want to talk more outside of the game. You can exchange information to use an app like Discord or Facebook Messenger. I've done this with many friends and enjoyed keeping up conversations that way. So if you're playing games all the time and you want to talk outside of it, you feel comfortable, then these are definitely great apps and great ways to stay in touch outside of that time that you spend playing games. You could also send a message to a potential friend and see if they want to talk more. Try sending a private message to someone in an online forum or friend finding app that you found that I mentioned earlier. You can just say that you saw their profile, you think you might have a lot in common, and you wanted to talk some more. I found that it's good to keep it simple so that the other person feels comfortable. So just keep it short. You don't want to invest too much time into it in case they don't respond back. You don't want to overwhelm them with information up front. So keep it short and see if they respond. You could also try asking interesting questions to keep the conversation going. Ask in-depth questions that focus on your shared interests. You could ask what they like about a certain game, TV show, book, or anything similar to what that your shared interests are. I become interested in new things just by asking other people these questions. If you bonded over a game that you were playing or a show that you were watching, that person might have other games or shows in mind that are related to it and might get you interested in that. So you might bond even further over talking about those things. So next, you could see if the person wants to meet in person if you live near each other. It's definitely important to meet in person to improve your friendship, but some people might not feel comfortable with it. You can ask to go out to eat, but be respectful if they say no. I met plenty of people in person. Usually took a few months to be comfortable with it, but it definitely worked out for the best once I was able to do that. So give it a shot and then see what they say. So next, step 3, increasing your chances of success. So you want to participate regularly in multiple online communities. The more communities that you're a part of, the better the chance that you have of meeting new people. Commenting and posting are good ways of having a positive interaction with someone. What helps me is to set a limit on the number of interactions per day. You can't just sit there all day posting and commenting on every community that you're part of and every person that you see. So try and set a limit, maybe 10 people per day, 10 posts per day. Just go from there and see if you have any success with people responding back to you. You'll also balance the time and energy that you spend communicating with someone. So if you feel like you're always the one sending the first message, reaching out, waiting a long time for responses, then the investment probably isn't equal, and it might not be worth it. Lack of investment from someone might be a sign of incompatibility or just a lack of interest. I've had to reluctantly break off communication with people that I've met. Maybe just because you have one interest doesn't mean your personalities match up, or maybe they're just not interested in talking to people online, and that's just how it is. You're gonna find people that are okay with it, so you just have to keep trying. What also helps is share a little about yourself at a time. Like I mentioned before, it's important not to overwhelm someone with a lot of information at once. So start with basic information like hobbies and interests, and then move on to more meaningful things. So I always start with any interest that could be related to how we met. So if you met through, a game that you play or a show that you watch, things like that, you could ask what other games that you play, what other shows someone watches, and maybe it's a group for a specific show. and then you can kind of branch off from that, or even a specific music group that you like, and you can check out other artists and things like that. So always start with a little. Make sure you don't overwhelm people, and just move on from there. Um, what also helps is giving your full attention when someone's talking. If you meet in person, remove any distractions and show interest in what they're saying. You also want to ask follow up questions and engage with them to move the conversation along. So even if I don't have a deep interest in what someone is sharing, I always try to understand why something is an interest to them. Just because you have one shared interest doesn't mean that you're going to have a lot of other shared interests. But it's good to understand why they like certain things, and maybe you'll be interested in it, maybe you won't. If you're video chatting, FaceTiming, on Skype, whatever, try and avoid distractions when you're doing that as well. Just stay engaged. You're not gonna, you know, end up being, good friends with everyone, but while you're meeting people, just make an effort to be as engaged as possible. Um, so step 4, how to stay safe. So keep your privacy settings high. Avoid sharing any personal information or password with people that you meet online. Someone might give a reason why they need certain private information, but it's never worth compromising yourself for. I try to prioritize my safety first, and if people get mad, then they're likely not worth interacting with. Um, Also, if you're meeting someone in person, tell someone where you're going and what time you think you'll be home. It's generally not a good idea to meet up with people you meet online, but if you build up enough trust to meet them, make sure you let other people know, like friends or family. Meeting in a public place or bringing a friend along is also a good idea. I always follow this strategy, and it helps make things a lot more comfortable. If you do meet someone, avoid taking a drink from someone that you meet online. So, in order to avoid things like sexual assault, it's important to not drink anything from someone when you're meeting them for the first time. If someone pressures you to drink, then that's probably a sign that they might not make a good friend. So don't feel pressure to keep friends if it puts you in danger. Know your limits, know what you're comfortable with, and vice versa. If someone else is uncomfortable, that's okay. You need to establish boundaries, because it's hard to trust people that you meet online, or even anywhere in general. You need to do what you can to stay safe, and talk to someone if you see something that upsets you. If a person you're talking to sends a message that upsets you, it's important to talk to a friend or family member about it. You also want to avoid talking to that person anymore after that. I've had to cut off many people who are aggressive or hostile for a number of reasons. People, like to be trolls. They like to just, upset you for no reason. They, try to get money or personal information out of you to scam you or catfish you, things like that. If you feel like you're dealing with that type of person, just cut them out of your life. There's plenty of people out there, so don't waste any time and energy on people who are just out to upset you. So that's the process for how to make friends online. There's a lot more to it, but that's the simple step-by-step process that you can go through. So hopefully that helped you. Hopefully, if you thought about meeting people online, or you're already in that process of meeting someone, or maybe you have met someone and you're further along, hopefully these steps can help you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. That's it for this video. So, like and subscribe if you like the video. Always trying to put out new videos on different topics. And just kind of taking feedback and going from there. So all right, again, that's it for this video, and I will speak to you in the next one. All right, have a great week. Bye for now.